Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today's Monday, which means it's time for an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below, letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from Tom York. He says the Imperial Guard Loadout 40k, the Scar H with a flash hider, flashlight, and angled grip using the iron sights. Desert Eagle for the sidearm with a suppressor and nothing else. Use the assault class with just the med bag. Use an M67 frag grenade and the defensive field upgrade. I tried to find a weapon that looked like the humble lasgun, and that's why you have a flashlight on there. You're even lucky to have been issued a sidearm. Use your lasgun to bring order to the Imperium of Man, the defensive upgrade, because it has a flak jacket in there. If you die, it's okay. There's always more guardsmen, and remember, to each of us falls a task, and all the Emperor requires of us guardsmen is that we die in line and we die fighting. It is what we do best. We die standing. And here's an image of the Imperial Guard. They don't get all that crazy space marine armor that some of the other guys get. They are just humans with some metal on them and some lasguns apparently. I don't know a whole lot about 40k, but I do love the artwork for it. It's pretty cool, and the weapons look beefy as all heck. Scar H is a good choice in the sense that it shoots a higher caliber round, has a smaller size magazine, and just blows holes through people. And even though I actually like the iron sights on a Scar H in real life, in game the post is a bit too big and a little bit too obstructing, so it becomes very hard to follow your target. It's not to say that I wasn't able to shoot people accurately, it's just when the gun's bouncing around and somebody's running perpendicular to you, it becomes really hard to track that target while those iron sights are just bouncing around and obstructing your vision. You will, however, notice that I make good use of hipfire whenever possible with this loadout, since aiming down sight, especially in close quarters, is not really that applicable. The flashlight also really helps out to just distract people in CQB, although at further ranges I would turn it off sometimes when I had to try and run across the street as to not bring more attention towards me than I needed. Now the Scar H hits hard. It's got a 20 round magazine, so you don't have as many bullets as your typical assault rifle, but each bullet does 33 damage maximum, which means you can almost drop somebody in 3 shots, and if they have even the slightest amount of damage done to them, then you absolutely will drop them in 3 shots. Mix a headshot in there and it's a 2-shot kill, no problem. And despite its small magazine size, it's still a very useful weapon in CQB because it's got a 1.9 second reload, which is really great. This is an overall really amazing weapon, and when you outfit it properly, like with an actual red dot sight or an optic of your choice that you like, then it can really shine. Not to say that I wasn't doing well here. Even with the iron sights, I was definitely holding my own, just not shooting as precisely as I would have liked to have been. Now primarily I was using the gun on rush, and it's a very useful rush weapon. It can take people out at long range. One of the nice things about this weapon is that it hits so hard that by the time people figure out that they're getting shot or how much damage they're taking, they're already dead. One thing about Battlefield 4 that I've never quite liked but does give the Scar H an advantage is that it's hard to tell how much damage you're taking sometimes, and sometimes you've taken 70% damage and you don't really realize it or feel like it based on the sound effects of getting shot or your on-screen indications of taking damage. It just feels like you have a lot more health than you do, and the Scar H takes great advantage of that. One little peck from the Scar H could mean that you have hardly any health left, so you think you're still doing pretty well, but you're actually almost dead. Now the angled foregrip is a great attachment for this weapon because of the higher caliber round. It actually kicks quite a bit, so you want to reduce that first shot recoil, since you're not going to be full autoing this weapon all the time, especially when you're shooting at further ranges. You're going to want to be doing a lot of tap firing. It hits hard, but you want to be as accurate as possible because of your limited magazine size, and so that's where tap firing comes in handy, and angled foregrip is the perfect thing for tap firing. If you're at the level of gameplay where you find yourself often aiming for your opponent's head rather than center mass because you have that good of accuracy, you have that level of accuracy, then the Scar H is going to be an amazing weapon for you to use, because your opponents are not going to even have the chance to sort of react to your incoming fire or try and take evasive maneuvers. They're just going to simply die. Now the Desert Eagle sidearm is still a fun sidearm to use, but using it without a red dot sight and the suppressor on there makes it really hard to be accurate. It's really only effective when you're shooting somebody who's right in your face and you don't need to be precise at all, but I always prefer a small red dot sight on my handguns, unless the handgun has really good iron sights, in which case I can go for that, but most of them don't render so well in BF4, so you need those red dot sights. Now generally speaking, I don't like loadouts that make me sacrifice a gadget slot. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but for the challenge sake of this loadout, I ran with it. I'm actually running with 2 med bags. I couldn't tell from the comment which med bag he wanted me to run with, so I just threw 2 on there. The small one at least allowed me to heal while running on the move. A good way if you don't have the patience to heal up to full health, but you want to, say, move between cover, you can throw down a small med bag, start gaining your health back while you're on the move, and just hope you don't get shot. It allows me to be particularly aggressive with this kit, constantly moving around, constantly engaging my opponents, and I got quite a few MCOM arms off while I was at it. Pushing into the first set of MCOMs on Siege of Shanghai, it can be a lot of fun to try and clear out the defenses here rather than just going straight for the MCOM, which is what I see a lot of people doing. I like to go in from behind and try and take out the people defending the MCOM, and usually let one of my teammates then go in for the MCOM who's pushing in from in front, because I find if you push in from in front, don't take out any baddies, then you're just going to get killed. They're going to push back up and disarm it. So you kind of have to flank in from the side, wipe them out as best as possible, and usually let somebody else get the arm for it. And I don't know if anybody remembers back when people could get up on the rooftops of this map, but oh my god, does it play out so much better now that they disabled elevators and stuff. This map was completely different when there was rooftop camping, and in the very beginning of a round somebody would helicopter their team right on top of the building, they'd put spawn beacons up there, and then there'd just be people parachuting in and raining down from above. A complete lack of tactics really for the defensive team, and the offensive team had it very easy, and then from there it just got completely chaotic. But now the map actually plays out really well, and it's probably one of the better rush maps out there. Overall, I really like the Scar H. The loadout for it right now is pretty good, even with a flashlight on there, as long as you have the option to turn it off and on when you want to. Not always the most helpful thing, especially when you're looking through smoke. It kind of gives away your position. Just got to get that red dot sight on there so you can be as effective as possible. Anyway, don't forget to leave your comments down below for next week's episode of Loadout. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.